We're live. Christ, I didn't see the live button go up. Right, hey everybody, Andre and Ian here for another hangout. And so what we're going to talk about, videos and first-time videos and benefits of videos with your online marketing and stuff like that. So what we're going to talk about, Andre?
We're just gonna just talk about maybe like some quick video tips as far as marketing. Pretty much talking about getting out your how it can make it be good as far as making a presence. How it can be helpful for you to be a better public speaker too. Because at first I didn't believe so. At first, and I got a pretty cool story about that that you'll enjoy too. But we'll also talk about this for some reason, man, and this is not for obviously people in our community, but for some reason people are just fearful of getting in front of the camera for whatever reason. And I know that you told me before you had that own experience. So I guess the only thing I
Yeah.
can ask is how do you get out of that? How you just break that state?
Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute. I mean, first I want to say is like videos. They can have so much more of an effect on your life than simply a video to make sales or a video a video to make sales. It can have that much more effect because to start with, you've got to become, or definitely I had to become a whole different or a whole new person to be able to get that courage in the beginning to actually pick up my phone and talk to a video rather than being like shy kid who felt who didn't want to do it because of the fact of the fear of being judged. And that's all it is the fear of being the fear of anything. That's the fear of going and doing it and doing something new. And guess that's what a lot of people have, is the fact that just that fear of the unknown and the fear of what is this? It feels weird. I remember the first time I picked up and it's like you hear yourself talking back to yourself, and it's like you're consciously aware of yourself talking, and it kind of feels like you're listening to yourself through somebody's playing like a microphone, playing like a recording out of your own mouth or something, and the whole thing feels weird. And I mean, what I did to overcome that and just do it. It's as simple as that. The more videos you do, and I had a good story, and I wrote it down. I'm trying to get everything a bit more structured tonight. But I mean, just do it. Whatever fears there that's there, just do it. It's as simple as that. And as far as I did, it's as simple as that. I mean, a few tips is pick up a camera and do it. Well, what else? I was gonna say I had a good story of how I first started doing videos. It was, oh yeah, because you're always hearing from all these leaders like what all the benefits of like videos and doing videos and how they can help building that rapport and responsiveness with your prospects and building that that know, like, and trust feeling when people get to know you. And I always knew from the beginning, got in my first company November 2013, and it was probably about 3 months before I started doing videos, but always knew from pretty much the get-go that I was going to have to become this person who was confident enough to be on video. And it was like, I haven't even got a flipping phone or a camera to do videos on. That was my first thing, so I was like, right, I need something to do videos on. And it was like, the big thing for me was actually even going out of my own house, out of my own farm, to go and get something to do videos on. And it was a whole new thing of getting out of my comfort zone to go and buy this iPhone to do videos on. And that was the first step, was to sneak out of my farm and get on the bus. It was the first time getting on a bus, in fact, to go into town, to go into a shop and buy an iPhone to do videos on. And that was the major turning point for me. That was like, Christ, I'm serious in this now. This is going to work. work no matter what, because this is where this person who was not even willing to go out of my own flipping farm to go out and buy an iPhone to do videos on, to be able to build that level of rapport and that know, like, and trust with your prospects, and that's pretty much it. Keep doing it. And another thing is when you keep doing them. I know last summer we've been having like two kind of lifestyles, like looking after the stuff on the farm and working, trying to make this online business work as I was back then. I've been doing videos all the time, but I've been talking to myself. The first step, light bulb moment. It's taking those small steps, building up your confidence in really, really small steps. If at first you can't get up and do a whole video and put it out on Facebook or put it out on YouTube and like maybe expecting hundreds of people to see it, if you can do it and just talk to yourself in the video and say, just do it like a video diary for yourself. You don't even have to have that pressure then of speaking to 100 people on Facebook or hundreds of people, because it's like that fear of when you're speaking to a large group of people, you kind of like try and speak to everyone and you speak to no one kind of thing. It's about getting your specific target market, I found. I don't know if you can like relate to that, Andre. I'm talking all the time now, so I'll let you speak a bit.
That was good. And, you're right as far as it's just you and the camera when you are talking into the camera, into the to your phone or into your laptop or computer, whatever it had be. Because I know when I got started doing videos probably about a year and a half ago, I knew I could do them, but I was like, man, why should I do this? I'm like, man, this is kind of ridiculous. I'm like, I don't need to do video for what, But then I didn't know the effect it could have for helping out the people as far as putting your story out there. They can relate to you as well. I remember a couple of leaders that we had too, or I'll never forget to listen to Dave Sharp talking to Lawrence Tam in the Hangout too, probably about a year and a half ago, and Lawrence Tam was he was in his room, I think it was like in his living room or whatever, and Dave Sharp too, prior before being a co-owner too with David Wood, he had said that he remember seeing Lawrence Tam always doing videos in that same exact spot too, with the same exact background, with everything in the background, the living room background, because I think prior to being the co-owner too of the company, hey Patricia, but prior before becoming the owner of the company too, he was sponsored by Lawrence Tam, so that was pretty cool as far as just doing, related to somebody doing videos.
You was talking about someone having the same background for doing the videos. Mike Hobbs is a great example of that. Always you see him with it's like the bookcase in the background, and it's just recognizable because you recognize that background, you recognize him with the background. Maybe that feels strange. That's how I feel anyway. When you have something kind of the same in each video, whether it's something that you wear, maybe you wear a hat or maybe you wear the same shirt or whatever, people like recognize you more for who you are and might recognize you from another video by just seeing one of your videos. That was just something I thought of. I mean, going back to just taking that first step, the first step is the most vital, or the most is the hardest, but it's the most beneficial. But taking just small increments of building up your confidence to pick it up, and maybe the first time you do a video, it's like you're just speaking to yourself about what's happened in your day, and then the next video you speak something that's intended for someone else, but you don't actually post it, and then the next video might be something that you might finally get the courage to get up to Facebook and actually post it on Facebook, and then the next one might be your story about more of what you've been through and what other people and what you want to share with other people, and it's just building that confidence level up to keep doing more and more and more and building to new heights. And for me, it wasn't just a straightforward step like that. It took me 6 months to be able to post on Facebook, you know, and it was because of the practice and doing it over and over and over and over again until you just get, it's just a natural thing to get up and speak to you like right now. So I mean, that's what it was like for me. And if you have anything else to add, I'm pretty much.
I can't even lie to you, man. That's how I was able to kind of pick you out too in the a couple of events ago in Orlando because you did your first video in the Facebook group. I was like, okay, there's Ian. I recognize him because I remember I'm already good with faces already as is. When you were speaking to, I was like, okay, now I know who he looks like too. So
you saw the video. I didn't realize you saw the video.
You posted. I think it was either you or Nikki posted in our group. I can't remember. But either way, I was like, okay, I know what it looks like now. So that's how I was able to find it too, especially in the VIP that Sunday. So
came up to me when we was in a line for cake or something. I was like, hey, yeah. So Patricia's here now. If you have anything to add about videos and what it was like for you specifically when you. Was it easy to pick up the camera the first time you started to do a video, or did it take you a while to build up your confidence, and what sort of things did you have to overcome, and what sort of things were you struggling with to start with, and how have you overcome these things? If you want to talk a bit about that, that would be awesome. I mean, fire away. We're all ears.
Well, I just wanted to say hi, guys. You know, Andre and I have been chatting because he knows I had some things happen this morning that we didn't expect. Well, at least not this morning, and that was one of our nieces passed away. It was our niece's daughter, so I guess our grandniece. I don't know how that goes in the stream of things, but she was only 18 months old, and we went over yesterday to see her. But she was struggling to breathe and everything. She was born with a condition where her heart arteries and everything were as thin as our hair, you know, really, really small. They never grew. And so she had no energy, and she was just, you know, nothing grew on her. And she was so tiny, and as she was growing, body-wise, those arteries and things did not grow, and there was no possibility of any kind of operation for them to do a heart operation, and she would have needed a heart and lung operation because those vessels did not grow with her, and there was just no way that she did. And then she caught an infection, which just literally infected all her organs, and she was fighting, and she was at home peaceful this morning, and you know, people were holding her, and she passed away. So as you can imagine, the family gathered around, and we have her mother has a huge family, you know, so it's one of those things. And I guess, you know, again, we're all in business for ourselves to make our lives better and make our families' lives better. And you know, when there's tragedies and things like that, we want to be able to go to our family members and help support and everything to help them, because, you know, whether it's financially or emotionally or just to be there, sometimes, you know, we want to go visit people and we don't have the finances to help them, or even if we can't go, we can send money, or, you know, just to give them comfort, a nice card or a phone call. But I have the hope of the resurrection, and I told her mom she'll be able to race with her in the future. You know, the little girl was outstanding, though. She never even talked, but she was very smart, as you know, all children are. But make a long story short, my videos, back to that, it was kind of difficult for me to make my videos. My biggest problem was technology. How, after I make the video, how in the heck do I put it on YouTube? You know, how do I put it on Facebook? Well, I didn't know there was, that's what that little share button was for. And my mentor goes, you just hit that, and it all is step by step. Then the screen comes up and you type in a title or whatever you want to say about the video, and then it goes to Facebook. Well, I went, where is it going on Facebook? Is it going out to outer space? Where is this video going to go? And I just had no idea about how it all worked. And so when I found out, and I got more and more confidence to do it, and my very first video I made was, maybe Andre remembers, Ian, you may not remember, but here in California, they had this police officer who was, they were looking for Christopher Dormer or whatever his name was, and they were hunting for him. So that was during that time period. That's when I made the video. And my husband is in the background watching me make this video about me learning. I went, oh my God, I finally got the video up, and I finally made it on my iPad, or my, not my iPad, my MacBook Air, because it already has a little camera, and you just, do it, and iMovie, and you make a video. So he's dancing in the background, and finally when I posted it, when I went to my very first event in Denver, I had people running up to me and saying, Patricia, I saw your video, and your husband is hilarious. So he stole the show. Here I am, trying to be businesslike, telling him about my first video, saying about my Empower Network business, and he's behind me dancing. And he was the star. So, but difficulties, that was the really difficulty. And once I learned how to do that and upload everything, now I just use my phone, as we all do. They've got such great videos and camera technology on our phone. I just hit the video, and I don't care. You don't need lighting. I mean, of course, you need lighting. If you want to stand out, you don't want to take it in the dark, although I've done that too. But you just get in front and you just speak. You're just natural. And I have done it where I've flubbed up, and okay, take two, let's do this again, then okay, I don't like that, take three. But usually I just go for it. I try to do it the first time, first take, go for it, and that's it. But I was very apprehensive in the beginning to do them. I did want to make an impression for people, and that's the first time when people meet you, that's what they're going to see. They're either going to like you or not like you. And being that I'm in business, I want to make that first impression to attract people to, me, not necessarily the business. Matter of fact, I don't think that many, if you go back and watch some of my videos, it's not really all about business. Again, it's about me, who I am, and broadcasting that to people so they could see me as a real person. That's basically it.
I like that. I like that because I know, Ian, I know you asked me too as well, but Patricia, I kind of do the same thing. If you look at my earlier videos, and now that I think about it, I'll give you a perfect example because this is another thing too, as far as what Patricia brought up too, as far as having a presence. And since I told you guys before that I've been still playing semi-pro football, let me give you an example of how having a presence can help out too. And this is what happens right here. This is the team I was playing with here a couple years ago, the Jacksonville X-Men, so I live in Jacksonville, Florida, to the River City Commandos. So you know the funny thing about this video I made? I won't play it because it's kind of choppy, but I made this video when it was at the regional event for Empower in Orlando. And I just like, you know what, I'm just going to just go and speak about what I'm gonna make my move over, because it was at the time it was a business move, because that team that I was playing with, the Jacks X-Men, I didn't hear anything about them, and the River City Commandos, I've known guys too for like last few years. I played football with the head coach. I played. He was my quarterback my first 2 years playing semi-pro, and he's very knowledgeable about the game. So when I pretty much put it out there to the public, especially here in Jacksonville, that hey, I'm making my switch to. Pretty much when you have a presence like that, you can kind of think, well, you're credibility's on the line or whatever, but that's fine because I just want to let the guys know, hey, this is what I'm doing. Too. Only thing is, if you let me go back to that again one more time. The funny thing is, I didn't think people were going to pay attention to this video until you see down here. I'm like, oh, I guess guys, we're kind of interested about the River City Commandos. I didn't know I was going to have 38 views at that time. I was like, okay, so I guess this is going to be kind of a big deal because at the time they had already won 2 championships here in Jacksonville, and last year was the 3rd straight that we won, and right now we're working on our 4th. So that helps as far as building our presence too. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to do something because some guys too, professional sports, they'll do like a quick few second video of this, this being goofballs, whatever, like Patricia said, just being themselves. And that's kind of a lot of my videos that you notice, and especially early, middle, late 2013, is mainly about like sports games. I love my sport. I'm not gonna lie. I love football, whatever. So I was like, I'll talk about the game of the week or whatever. And for whatever reason, and I'm thinking it's not a big deal. I'm just talking about whatever, giving my own perspective. It'd be like 10+ views. I mean, I look back, like one video I think I talked about had like over 150. I'm like, what in the world? People were actually paying attention to this stuff, and I'm just giving my own side too. So talking about having your own presence or whatever. And then I know I mentioned this last week in our hangout that we had, but I know some of my teammates too for River City Commandos that they knew my name before I knew theirs because I was doing some of the videos. I was like, I don't even know. I'm like, who are you? I'm like, what position do you play? So it's just pretty cool when you're doing that because it does help make a presence too. Don't know if I could top that what Patricia did with her husband dance in the background, but it's just pretty. It's a cool thing though when you have got people that kind of relate to you. Like, oh, okay, my whole point in the back of my mind was thinking I'm just going to just go and speak because if people need to realize, okay, he's just saying pretty much keep on the topic because this 3 things I learned too when you're doing a video is obviously say your name, tell them what they want to get, and then a call to action. So I learned that later on. I was just trying to figure out how in the world I get all these views at the time, but I was just trying to like people know that I can just go and say whatever. Most of the time I'm wearing my white T-shirt, so it's no big deal. And you don't have to be all fancied up or whatever. Because I know some people who kind of get fearful speaking in front for the first time, but I just keep on doing it. And pretty much 8 out of 10 times I want to do a retake. It's like, all right, this is what I'm going to go with, click, and if I go with it. There might be a few times I'm like, I don't like that, let me change it. It'd probably be 2, 3, 4 times retake, and then I'll roll with it. But other than that, I don't want to spend too much time because I just want people to get it the first time, like, okay, I can relate to this. And I'm not, not trying to get everybody. I know you said that too right before Patricia hopped on. You try to get everybody, you really get nobody. I'm just trying to get to this person that, you know what, I can relate to that because that person is saying whatever is from his heart, and I can understand that.
Well, remember, because your avatar is you. The avatar that you're reaching for is really you. So that's the person you want to reach. And there's one little tip that I learned from another group that I'm in. Before you say, and I know I haven't quite implemented this yet, and I should, but you know how we say, hi, this is Patricia Henry, or hi, this is Andre, or hi, this is Ian. They said, ask your audience a question first, kind of like when our blogs, and what Neil Patel said. Ask them a question first, pause, do that pattern interrupt, and then go into, maybe introducing yourself, but ask them a question first, whatever it is your video you're shooting what you want it to be, whatever topic it is. And again, sometimes, like I said, sometimes I'm very spontaneous. I don't even know what the heck the topic is, Just like today, coming back from the doctor's, I cut a video I was watching on Facebook, and everybody is posting spring pictures. And, spring, and it's ironic because it's still winter back east, and, everybody was posting their pictures of spring, and it's snow chest high, so that's their spring. So I didn't want to make people feel jealous, but what I did was, driving up, if you go to my wall again, you'll see it, it's there. I haven't even seen it yet, or how many views it's gotten, because I just posted it maybe a half an hour ago, and haven't been a chance to get on Facebook just to answer you that I'd be on the Hangout. But anyway, you don't even see me or anything, and I put, this is my spring, and it's just driving along the freeway, and you see the scenery, and then whatever. But that's me. It's nothing about business. It's nothing about Empower Network. It's just my lifestyle, that's what I was doing. It's spring. Yes, I am making people jealous. No, just kidding, just kidding. But it's beautiful because the mountains I live in the high desert, so we don't have trees like that or whatever. We have cacti. But if you can see, I'm going to stand up and show you I'm out on my porch. So see, there are my palm trees. See how bright and sunny it is? And beautiful, guys. Don't be jealous.
Sorry, Patricia. I live in Florida, so I'm good over here, too.
You're good? I hope, Ian, that you have a nice scenery, too. But, yeah, so as far as videos go, I didn't do take after take after take. I just go for it. But try to ask a question. I didn't, like I said, on that one. That was not any question, but it was just about spring, so, and just be spontaneous. I like it. I like doing. My husband, sometimes he doesn't like it. It's like, oh, I don't want to. He doesn't want to be in the picture. Or you saw my video with my sister. I've captured her on film before, and you guys, if you look through my photos, you'll probably find my sister there. But she ducks when I turn on the video. We don't live together. She lives in San Francisco. I live in, like I said, the high desert of down Southern California. She lives in Northern California. And I like smile, she's like hiding out and running down the hall and and all that stuff. So, yes, you guys, if you were afraid to make videos, there are people that run. They don't want to make videos, but we have to because we want to brand ourselves. How are people going to know who we are? They have to see us. So, I like to show them who I am.
Yeah, that's a I like that. That's too funny. I know another good example too, and this is something that David Wood said as far as being a good public speaker. And this is, I probably had done well over 50, and you're not going to be obviously an expert if you're just starting doing videos for the first time. I know it was well over 50. Maybe I cracked over 100 videos, but when I'm able to go to church, because I normally go to church on Sunday nights too, I sometimes have to lead psalm singing. So this is one time, my dad normally does it too, but I can do it as well. But this one time, basically, I had to just take over pretty much the whole time. It's just for a psalm leading. I'm like, okay, that's no problem. But I've done so many videos. I'm up there in front of the, it's only a small audience. I think it's probably 20-something people that come to our Sunday services, because I know we have like different devotionals too as well. So it's kind of an option. But I know when I had to go lead the psalm singing, I was almost up there being a comedian, not being not being a nut completely, because obviously, in the presence of the Lord, you don't want to be a complete nut, but at the same time, it was just like, I was comfortable. That's my point. Because I was like, oh man, this is real. This is easy. I was thinking. Then I thought back, I'm like, those videos do work as far as when you get in front of an audience too, whether it be like 20, 50 people, 100 people. If you do so many videos, that will help you, because when you're in front of a camera, this is you and the camera. You're just one-on-one, And if you're in front of people, you can kind of get up there and you can kind of wing it in a sense to whatever, try to tell a joke, as Jerome said, your mind goes somewhere, but your body doesn't go anywhere or whatever, as far as trying to actually do public speaking. But that was one thing too, and that was a huge testament as far as like it does work big time as far as getting in front of a camera. And I know we talked about last week as far as doing different challenges too, as far as how many videos within a certain amount of days or a few hours. I know we had the Power Couple brought up the 100 videos in 72 hours, and I remember I told Ian about a month ago. I was kind of behind when I think it was right after Christmas. It was like right between the New Year's Day. I was like, okay, I can do this. 16 videos the first day. The second day I had like probably less than that. I was like, oh crap, I gotta push this thing. So I got on my laptop. I said, man, forget this. Click. And I got like probably over 60 videos the third day pushing it, but I made it, you know, because the thing is, when I was using the camera, I was trying to do the video, click, wait for it to upload on YouTube. All right, now let me post it on Facebook. It took too long. I was like, you know what, I didn't do the smart way. I noticed a couple other people too, one of them being somebody you know pretty well, Patricia Alicia. I saw Alicia Stringer. She was doing it the smart way. I was like, man, how is she posting? Like, she already finished the challenge, but her videos, I think she was still, I noticed on the Facebook page, she was posting them out pretty late, but I think she already completed them all. She was just uploading them all. I was like, I think I didn't realize that till like my last 10 videos, winding down to the 72 hours. I was like, I should have done it that way. But I was like, you know what, you know, I didn't ask her that because, you know, I'm a man, you know, I'm going to just caveman this thing, and I was just pushing it out there, but I got it done. I got them done though, so that's a cool thing.
Yeah, that's good. She motivated me too. There were several people that were doing it that I saw it from, and they were motivating me. But Alicia, I almost one video. I almost when I cut the video on, I said, "Hi, I'm Alicia Stringer." I saw her. When I saw her in Las Vegas, I told her, Alicia, you know, I almost did that. I said, I have Alicia Stringer. Perhaps she used to pop in. She used to pop in. I'm like,
oh my gosh. Oh, what's up, Neil? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
yeah, but she and I are buddies, you know. We were roommates too, a couple of events back, so you know. Yeah, that was funny.
Wow.
Uh-oh, wait, no, this is Patricia Henry, you know, not Alicia.
Oh my gosh.
But it shows you what videos can do for you. I mean, people rub off on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, is that what are you? Hi, Neil.
Hiya. What time is it over there?
In California, it is 7 minutes after. Wait a minute, this clock is wrong.
Should be 3:35, Patricia, because I got 6:35 right now here in Eastern Time.
Oh, this clock. I'm sitting outside, and it says 7 minutes after 3, but maybe this one is wrong. And my husband has to go to work. Wait. Oh yeah, it's 3:35. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Look. Hey guys, see? Can you see that? The clock? It's slow. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, that's wrong.
It's wrong. Oh my god. No wonder why I'm always late. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the one on my computer says 3:36.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, let me get Neil up to par. Neil, I mean, just real quick, man, how's it going? But we're just talking about this first time experience talking in front of a camera, you know, and then obviously talking about the presence it can have. And I know I don't know if you had a fear or whatever as far as doing videos too. I know Ian brought up too. He started off as far as, you know, just conquering the fear of just doing it. Same thing with Patricia as well. She's got over as far as just you know, just saying whatever, just so, you know, you can relate to people can relate to you, because, you know, we all know you can't market to everybody and pretty much get a hold of anybody pretty much, and because you're always going to be able to relate to just that one particular person, whoever that might be. So just pretty much give us your own intake, man, when you first your first few videos?
Well, funnily enough, my first few videos I did was at college. We used to have to do presentations in front of the class, but it was recorded. And whenever I was in front of the class, I was fine, no problem. But as soon as that live went on, I couldn't do it. I don't know what it was, I just couldn't do it. As soon as I was in front of that camera, I could be in front of the same people. But as soon as that light went on, I could not do it. I would stutter, my mind go blank, I would be I couldn't do it. I don't know what it was, but as soon as that light went on, I couldn't do it. So it took me no end of times to actually get in front of the camera because I just couldn't do it. Same as when I was doing anything, I used to go to music college. Someone would have a jam in front of the camera. I was fine when my mind was distracted, but as soon as I saw that camera, it threw me off the game. Couldn't do it.
Wow, how do you conquer that fear, man?
To be honest, I think a lot of the issues were to do with my self-image. I didn't really like. I didn't really have a very good. To be honest, I still struggle with that now. I don't have a very good perception of myself. That's something I am working on. It's kind of how I got brought up. I got brought up around for 15 years. My mum's partner brought me up, and basically he hated every single one of us that was there. I've got 2 older brothers. And basically, he hated all 3 of us. He wanted us out. He was openly planning to take my mum away from us. So it's kind of for 15 years, I got brought up around that, and I just didn't have a very good self-perception of myself. So that's kind of what threw me off. But eventually, he just kind of, I don't know, he split from my mum quite a few years ago, and like I said, I've managed to get myself back to normal again. But it took me a good few years.
It's kind of like repetition as well, just to get over that fear.
What sort of fear is it? It's like you have like a negative perception of yourself, but what sort of fear is it then that's stopping you from getting up and speaking who you are to the camera? What's the thing that's like specifically? Because obviously it's some sort of fear. That's anything that's holding you back wherever you are in any area of your life. But I mean, there's some sort of fear there specifically that. Go on.
It's not so much a fear, but mine was my perception, because my perception of myself was so low, and I grew up around a person that physically hated me. I just assumed that's the way people were, and I thought everybody hated me. So it was kind of one of those that I didn't really like being in front of people or in front of a camera, because I just assumed nobody liked me, because that's how I got brought up from the age of 7. We split up with my mum 2003, so that'll be 12 years ago. So I'd have been 19. So from 7 to 19, 17, 19, might have been a bit older. But I don't know, 2005 it was, because one of my mates died that year. He split up, so he took me to the hospital. Yeah, so October 2005. So from when he met my mum in 1990 to 2005, I got brought up around that. So
yeah,
it was a bit hard to.
You were fine like, doing it within the class, like you were fine doing it, but as soon as that camera switched on, like you say, because it was someone you didn't know who you were speaking to, you was afraid
I felt
of
comfortable
that
because I was around people that I knew. It took me a while. I would only do the presentation later on in the year because I got to know people, but I wouldn't do it to start with. And it's only throughout the year, by the end of the year, I got comfortable around the people and I was fine. But when that camera came on, I think it's because I knew other people would see it that didn't know me, and I didn't like it. So
yeah, because you had that perception that they was going to say or you had that perception that they was going to hate you, which was in track false, but that was the perception you had.
Pretty much. Yeah, it is something. It is something I struggle with, and I do still have my moments. But yeah, it's it's work in progress. Like I say, just mindset issues that we need to deal with.
And I bet a lot of people can relate to that. I mean, I can definitely relate to that. I bet a lot of people out there can as well.
Well, at the end of the day, as we're saying, you before you came to the Empower Network, you didn't really travel very far out. So I mean, you push yourself quite a lot. And I'm now just basically, like I said, I'm just pushing myself in every aspect I can possibly. At the end of the day, just because you are, just because you were once that person, that doesn't mean to say you have to be, like say, your past doesn't always have to equal your future. If you want a different future, you have to change it. You can't continue in the current pattern you're in, and you have to do whatever you can. You have to push your limits. And I think, actually, I was listening to one of the audios this morning, and Dave Sharp actually nailed it. He says, you've just got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable until it gets comfortable. You know, it's just pushing your boundaries and getting used to it. Because if you want to change who you are, you've got to push some things. You can't stay in the same pattern. You can't expect to do the same things as you have been doing and expect a different future. It's just not going to happen. You have to push yourself. So.
And it's like you keep pushing yourself, and you get to that next level of your comfort zone. That next level that once you thought was out of reach, where to be that confident person you thought he was in front of camera. When you keep doing it over and over again, you get over that hill as it is, and next thing you know, you're fine doing videos and you're comfortable doing videos, and that's your new comfort zone then. When you keep doing it.
I say it's just pushing yourself, and eventually it gets normal. For me, like what they're talking about, the 21-day blogging challenge. If you do something constantly enough, eventually you just get into that pattern, and the old pattern will fail. Sometimes, if it's ingrained in you, kind of what I was saying about the camera, you will fall back. There will be something that sends you back to that point. It's just it's a psychological thing. You will try and go back to the past because that's what's comfortable. So when challenges come up, you may want to go back to the past, but you just have to, that's the past, that's it. I have to get away from that, so you just continue on. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. I always think of it like I quit smoking a few years ago, and even now, I quit smoking 10 years ago. I still get cravings in my lungs that I want a cigarette. It's just easier for me to ignore it now because I know that I can do that. And it's just, you know, in that respect, it's one of those that you're always going to go back to the past, and the past is always going to be there. And certain things will trigger that emotion for you to want to go back to that point. But you do it often enough, you'll find your way to keep going forward.
And you have enough reasons why that you want to be the new person that you want to be. It's like enough reasons why you want to be this new person, this better person, this all-round person.
I mean, I want to be a better person anyway. You know, I always want to be a better person because, you know, I hate being a bitter person. I don't believe you should spend your life being bitter and, you know, angry. It's just, you know, you need to just let go of that. It just makes you a resentful, horrible person. And I've seen a few people like that, and I don't particularly like that. So I'm always trying to be the best person I can be. And what I would love to do, like I say, my ultimate goal is to be able to work from home so I can look after my niece when my sister-in-law goes back to work next year. And if I can do that, it would definitely be a big benefit to them. And it also, I'd love to be able to spend that much time with my niece. It'd be nice. So.
Cool. Because before you did come on today, man, when Ian and I were thinking about having this and talking about marketing tips, I had checked out a couple of your videos, man. You look fine to me. So that's why I was kind of that's why we're kind of just all bringing it out as far as just doing videos. I know you were to see some of our first early ones. Mine were absolutely horrendous, but I mean, people can kind of relate to just as far as okay, this guy can just go in there. It's funny because I talk about a particular subject and it had all my links on the bottom of the video. This is without the call to action. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me! I had the income disclosure. I had my blog too. I had the catcher page. I had a whole bunch of stuff underneath it too. This is fun, but people like some guys when they see my video, I see my work or I practice like. What are those links that you got? Was that a blog? I'm just like, yep, I didn't tell them anymore. I mean, because you want to know, you actually go click on it. You know, that's just how I see it, man.
That's it. I've got past the point now where it's like people ask me now. I think I went out last week, and a couple of people know what I do because I did explain to a few people when I first started working in that team about 18 months ago. I did actually start telling them because I thought I'd be quite proud to tell them that I work from home, but you know, you literally realise that you get all those kind of like I was telling you last week, a couple of people I work with say it's a scam and it's no good and all that crap. So I kind of tell a few people, but now I get away from it. And I think one girl, Natasha, she said to me, she says, "What do you do?" And I just, I'm not telling you. I'm done now. I'm not telling anyone. That's it. I'm not going to keep saying the same thing for you to turn around and say, "No, it sounds like a scam." So I'm done now. I'm not doing it anymore.
Do you want to find out for yourself?
Well, exactly. So, if they typed in my name, which I think they did actually at work the other day, they kind of just typed in my name, and then they didn't find too much, to be honest, because I think at that point, this was about 4 weeks ago, and I don't know, they typed in my name, and they didn't seem to find too much. So I was like, well, whatever, but I don't know, I just don't want. I suppose part of me doesn't want them to see that, but then, at the end of the day, if I'm going to get my stuff out there, it just has to be done, so get over it.
It's like that thing, isn't it? We have all of these self-doubts inside, and then it's like you were saying, Andre, you went and saw Neil's video, and it looks perfect. It looks fine. It looks like you're completely fine on video, and then yet inside our head we can think, Christ, there's this, and this wrong with it. But the people who are actually looking from the outside, it's just fine. It's that false perceptions that we can have of ourselves that can be holding us back, and we don't even realise it some of the time. And that's the great thing about having people having that mentor, and these people who can come and say, look at your videos and give you that honest feedback and say, hey, it's not actually that bad. It's this is what's good, this is what's bad, and tell you your honest opinion about it. And that's what's so great about having people like you guys to come and say, look, it's not actually, you're doing pretty good.
And Ian, I've seen some of your videos too, and I, because you were telling us that you're on the farm and your father's business or your parents' business, and you couldn't see a way out of your situation and everything, but people can relate to that, and I kind of felt something, like, look at him, what he used to do and how he was afraid, but look at how he took the camera in the video and he's expressing himself in his situation, and how you're breaking out of that. It really, really is touching. It's like I wanted some music, behind that video that you were, formulating your ideas. It was just fantastic. Technicolor movie. Here comes Ian. Some kind of what do they call it? Movie titles or something coming up on there. Where's the full-length feature movie about Ian's life? You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to be afraid. You're making great videos, I think. And Andre too, and I haven't seen Neil's yet. I haven't had a chance. I think I looked on your wall when we made friends, but I didn't see any, and I have yet to go and look in your photos and see them, or just down your wall. But it's amazing how we have these fears, and you are a man, and you think, well, you guys are men, you have confidence, you don't have to put on your makeup like we do, and fix your hair and do all this stuff. You just get on there and go for it, right? But to see you guys have your fears, and Neil's with his life as a child, and somebody instilling these bad thoughts in you, to have that carry over when you're an adult, that's kind of frightening. But that's one thing I like about Ian, and I like about our community, is that we help each other to break out of whatever fears it is that we have. And we change not only our mindsets, we change our businesses, we change the way we think, we really, and our friends and family. Because if you have a family member that has been putting you down, now you have a whole new set of friends and family that you can make. Right here, all four of us can be family. We're all different nationalities and, whatever, but who cares? We can upbuild each other and uplift each other. And if there's something that is wrong, we can reach out. How can you help me, or what do you suggest? And to be honest, I'm never going to tear anybody down. I am here to build people up. That's always been my personality, because I am a caregiver as well. I do take care of older people. I don't know if I mentioned that to you guys last time, but I love helping people in all kinds of situations. whatever I can do to help them will help me in the long run, knowing that that person will be a better person. And I think that's what we do through our videos. We inspire people, you know. And one thing is, when at the last event that we were at, the Las Vegas event, Rocky Vega, everybody know who Rocky is?
Yeah.
Okay, he messaged me and said that I was killing it with the videos. You know, he actually gave me accolades for doing the videos because I was all over the news feed. I had gotten there, I guess, it was a couple of days before the event started, and I was just shooting videos with everybody I could find. Somebody go through the hallway, I'd catch them, or I'd take pictures of them, of all the leaders, and just people I had seen. Like, if I see you guys at the next event, I'm going to get a selfie with you, I'm going to take a video with you, an interview with you. And he commended me that I was, and I did not know, once again, that people were watching. You know, people do. They see you in your news feed, and then I get the views where I see I posted, and then maybe 10 people like it at first, and then I go back and, boy, 100 people like my video, right? Who's watching? Because, again, not everybody will leave a comment. Not everybody will leave a like, but then I've got 300 views. You know what I mean? So people are watching. People are watching. And you, Neil, feeling, like you said, not confident who you are when you started out making videos, you know, use one of those old videos and make a blog about it. The before and then the after, you know. They put those on there, on your blog, and teach someone how you were, and maybe even they'll comment and say, well, Neil, that first video wasn't all that bad. And then, you know, you're going to get critics anyway. They may say thumbs down, you know, that was horrible. But then you use that as a teaching lesson on one of your blogs to go from there. I know that's what I did on one of mine. I did a blog about how my videos, and my very first video of my husband. I'll have to send you guys that link so you can see it. You know. But yeah, we just have to find our confidence and go for it. That's it. Go for it.
And that's the thing about this community. You know, it's so uplifting and inspiring that it rubs off, but it enables you to really come out of your shell and be who you are. And that's like I wanted to say before, a big reason why I managed to fly all the way from England to my first event in Orlando was like a big part of it was to come and actually get around and meet up with the people who I'd seen in these videos and who I knew was different from the people who I've been surrounding myself with, you know, back here at home, you know, my family and whatever.
And they've seen you blossom, haven't they? Your family?
I don't know, to be honest. My family are kind of out there. I don't know how they feel at all, to be honest. I don't think they really believe in what I'm doing now. But I believe that everyone in this community believes in what I'm doing, and I believe more in what I'm self and what I'm doing. So it doesn't really matter what they think now, because I know I'm going to get there in the end, and you just got to focus on what's going right.
That's true. You found an alternative way to make your life better.
You got to stick up for what you believe in.
Yeah, that's true, and that's the cool thing too. Like you said, Ian, as far as with the leaders, because I noticed that too when I went to my first event, because I remember seeing them a lot on Hangouts, and then you're like walking by the hallway, you're like, oh sweet, that's Tracy Walker. Or, oh, okay, that's Nicole Cooper. You know whatever. Like literally, they're standing out right there. Like, oh, this is Lawrence Tam or whatever. I'm like, okay. All right, you know, then I'm a big joker. I mean, I'm a big jokester or whatever. I like to joke around a lot. So I'm like, if I'm hanging around with somebody too, like at the time when I was with our group, I'm like, man, they're not that tall. You know, it's just something like that out there to say or whatever. Aside some of the women that wear the heels or whatever, but other than that, it's like, you know, they're so all down to earth. I like that too about the community. Even though they might be big time, you know, earners or whatever, they're so down to earth and just ordinary people. You know, like if you go to, like I know Neil and we talked about this last week too, as far as like past other network marketing companies too. Nothing against that. Like with my previous company before it shut down 2 years ago at FHTM, there's nothing wrong with the leaders too at that company. It's just that their teams are so big. It's like a, you know, like in Charlie Brown, you see that one good kid with like a little smoke around him or whatever. They're not saying like as far as the negativity or anything. It's just that like those leaders at that time in that company, the crowds were just so big around them. In between, it's like, man, you can't even get around this to get a picture. You know, it's almost like you had to just go and just kidnap them or something just to, you know, take a picture with them. Other than like, you know, I don't know how many times I've taken a picture with like Lawrence Tam or Chris Jones. You know, just, you know, those are obviously two are, you know, $1 million earners too. And, you know, obviously the results not typical, but I mean, still, those guys just as down to earth as can be. You know, I think the what was it I think it was the Orlando event. The Orlando event. Chris was just sitting down too with Anthony, with the iPass coach, one of the iPass coaches too. He was just chatting too. I was able to get a picture with Chris. So Chris Jones, you know, just cool down to earth people too. And I got one with Anthony as well, Anthony Williams. So you know, it's just real cool and us down to earth. And you know, obviously y'all want to uplift us.
And Andre and Ian, when I met you guys, you know, I was babysitting, of course. So, but I probably would have taken not just videos, but not pictures, but do a video. But kind of the lighting was not all that great there and everything. But you know, I would have liked to have done that. So the next time we see each other, get together and do a video, okay?
That's fine.
Yeah, and use it and put it on our blog.
That was fine. That was fine with me. I stick it like a sore thumb, so you can't miss me. Trust me.
Yes, yes. Well, I do have to go again. I'm sorry, guys. I have another obligation that I must go to, and I'm going to pop off, and it's been fun. We'll do this again next Friday. I should be available unless I have to go. I don't know when the funeral is going to be, but I'll let you know, okay?
Yeah, appreciate you, Patricia, coming on, too. Yeah, keeping your family in our prayers, too.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. All right, guys, you have a good one.
Take care.
Enjoy your weekend.
All right,
You too. See you later.
Bye.
All right, guys, we're not going to stay too long here live because I know the iPass has their hangout here like in about 2 hours, too, especially as well. So, you know, that's so what again, Ian?
Been an hour now, haven't we?
Oh, but we're fine, man. We're fine. We can't pull a David Wood. But we can sure try.
We nearly did last week.
So what again, Neil?
I said we nearly did last week.
Yeah, I know we were trying because trust me, I had written down so many things too. I was like, oh yeah, we can go with this and go with this, and it was like yesterday I was like, what did we mention? But one thing I will mention too, and for those that are watching, click on the bottom link too. Join here to see what we're talking about because one of our system, iPass 2, is coming out with a webinar here in literally a couple hours, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. So giving you guys the heads up right now for that to just click the bottom link here underneath this video, and we will see you guys here next week, same time, same place, 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.